this video of Bootstrap, we're going to be going over the Bootstrap Jumbotron, buttons, and button group. And then we're going to create a page that looks similar to this where we're using the Jumbotron, we're using all the different types of buttons, and the button group. So what is the Jumbotron? The Jumbotron is basically a large gray box with rounded edges, large margins, and is going to increase the size of your text within it. And we've all heard of buttons before, so we know what those are, but Bootstrap includes 6 predefined button styles. As you can see here, we have primary, secondary, and so on. And below that, you'll see the code to access those buttons. Each button is going to have its own color, so if you choose button success, it'll look green. Button warning, it's going to be orange, and so on. And then you have different tags, outline buttons, sizes, and active state, disabled state. And then you can go on to button group. And here's a basic example of that, to where instead of your buttons being individual, you can wrap them together like so. So let's dive right into the HTML code and start creating our Jumbotron with buttons. Okay, so it's just going to be just like before, where we're going to create a div class of container. And then to create the Jumbotron, it's quite easy. All we have to do is create a div class of Jumbotron, just like I did here. And then we're going to change that text to something that interests us. Then we're going to save it, and we're going to go back to our page, see what we've created. So there's our Jumbotron, our H1 tag, and our paragraph tag, which is larger than usual, and the padding and gray box. So within our Jumbotron, let's go ahead and create a button. And this first button is actually going to be an anchor tag. And then we're going to give it the class of button. And then we're also going to give it the primary. And we're going to go ahead and make this button large as well. Then give it a little bit of text. Save it, go back to our page. And there you can see we have our first button. So let's jump back into our HTML page and we'll create another button. Let's make this one a danger button actually. So we'll do button danger and save that. Actually, we'll go in and say danger, give it a little bit of text, then save it, then go back in. And there you can see our danger button. If you noticed, I didn't give it a size. It actually defaults to the medium size. So even if I went in here and said medium, go back, you're not going to see a difference. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create another button, but we'll make this one just the default button. So it already gave it to us there. We'll just say default. Go ahead and save that. Go back. And there's our default button. But let's go ahead and make that default button small so we can go back into it. Do button small, save it. Here you'll be able to see the size difference. So that's a small button. Let's make an extra small button. Very simple. Button. We'll make this one, let's say warning. And warning. Change it back to extra small. Save it, go back to our page. And there you go. You can see our buttons. We have just the normal primary, our danger button, our default button, and our warning button. And the last button that we're going to create, we're going to be using the input tag, and we'll make a primary button with that. So button, give it a class of button, and we're going to make it primary. And give it a value of submit. Go ahead and save that. Go back, refresh our page, and there's our submit button using the input tag. If you wanted to disable any of these buttons, you could go in and at the very end, just put a space, put disabled, save it, back, refresh the page, and now you can see our danger now been disabled and the little icon that shows up. Okay, now we're going to create the button group. I'm going to put that in its own paragraph tag. And to do that, we create our own div, and the class is going to be button group. Very simple. And then within that, you'll create your buttons. We're just going to leave them as default. We'll say this is the left. And below that, one more button, actually two more. Middle, and last but not least, go ahead and save that. And there you have our buttons wrapped up. There's one other thing that you can do if you wanted to. You can make this button group vertical, and they'll be on top of one another, just like that. You can also increase the size of your button group by doing button group, and we'll do large. Save it, go back, and there you can see the size change. So there you have it. You have the Jumbotron, you have the different style of buttons, and you have the button group. And that's the end of this video.